first set foot in a motion capture volume more than 10 years ago on a movie called I, Robot, starring Will Smith. And I can assure you things have changed dramatically since then. The volume was about 15 feet by 20 feet. We weren't able to capture any facial performances, and we also didn't capture any dialogue. Every time we tried to capture more than 4 performances at once, the computer seemed to crash, and we had to start up all over again. I'll never forget the first time I walked onto that set. I was terrified. I saw this ring of cameras around me, just like this, all on pedestals and on armature all around the stage. I probably felt a lot like some of you seeing this for the first time, intimidated by all the technology and the tech terms like mocap, cloud data, marker volume. But there's something that I knew for sure. I knew that this was going to be a huge change in how we make films, how we make video games, and how technology is going to create entertainment. And I was really excited about it. Here I am in Ubisoft Toronto studio, a 1-minute walk from my desk. And I can honestly say this is the best motion capture studio I have ever shot in the last 10 years. And I'll try to explain why. I'm still mic, right? Yeah. So the width of our volume is 55 feet and by 33 feet. And we have 15 feet of height. And when I say volume, that's kind of like a bubble where we capture all the data. We have 80 T160 cameras around the room. We have 6 wireless head-mounted HMC cameras. This is for capturing facial. And we have 4 reference cameras we keep around the volume, and they float in while we're shooting, that capture HD live footage of what we're shooting, and then give us instantaneous playback on 2 60-inch screens up above the volume here. All that plugs into audio. Right over here we have a Pro Tools setup. That we have 2 boom microphones, and all the lavaliers on the actors that are plugging into that station and going up to the bridge. Stunt beam for aerial work, for doing ratchet pulls, and a workshop in the corner there for building proxies and props that we use on stage. I'm going to try to explain a bit about all that technology quickly. So these are T160 cameras around the edge. What they are sensor cameras. And their sole purpose is to look for markers. So if I was an actor standing in the volume right now, all of the cameras on this side of the stage would be able to say that there's a marker on my chest. And they'd also be able to see that it's moving in time and space. Together, all the cameras, they find all the markers on my body, and they take that and they put it up to the bridge, and we apply that to a CG skeleton. We call it cloud data. There's something we call occlusion, which is a big part of what makes mocap challenging in our industry. Because the cameras over here, they can see my chest marker, but the cameras behind me, they can't see my chest marker. So all the cameras have to talk to each other. And what they say is, where's the chest marker? And these cameras over here say, don't worry, I'm tracking it, it's right over here. So all the cameras work together to say where every marker is. And that seems like it could be pretty simple in this volume, with just me standing here and the cameras all talking to each other. But once you start adding people to the volume, it gets much more complicated, and we get much more occlusion. So the art of mocap depends on where you put the cameras, the quality of the cameras, and their proximity to each other, and how well they communicate up to the bridge there. What we have, the setup we have here today is incredible. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I actually captured 11 actors simultaneously walking through the volume with head-mounted cameras and dialogue all at the same time. Something that would have been unheard of even 5 years ago. The HMC cameras is what we use to capture facial. You can see there's a small camera on the end of this armature. They're light, they're comfortable, sort of. And what they do is they send a video signal back up into the bridge, and they record all the facial expressions in time and space, along with time code, along with the body data. The microphone on the end here, along with 2 boom microphones, also record audio at the same time. Everything going back up to the bridge. So what we get is a vertical slice of body, face, and voice all at the same time, which sounds kind of like it should be par for the course, but it hasn't been. It's only been the last couple of years that we're doing this all at the same time, and it's a total game changer in terms of capturing performance. And that's why we call it performance capture, not motion capture. The stunt beam that we have here is made to carry huge loads, and we use it for ratchet pulls and for flying actors and putting people on harnesses. It's really important when you have a lot of action in your games like we do. We use it all the time. And you might have noticed the lighting setup we have around the edge here. This is new. I've never seen this before in a mocap studio. And what it means is it gives a nice even lighting to everyone's faces, because the head-mounted cameras don't like shadows. They make it very difficult to track facial. Most importantly is our virtual camera, which we're still developing, but we've developed it in partnership with CERT, with John Helliker and Bert Dunk. This camera allows us to go into the volume after we've captured performance and shoot it take by take, like you would on a regular film set. And I'll try to explain that a bit. Well, actually, I'll give it a shot now. So imagine I were to shoot a scene in here, and I would do 5 or 6 takes of the scene. I would take those performances, I would cut them all together, I would send them upstairs, I would put them together in one file, and then they would send it back down to me. The gentleman up on the bridge there would bring the scene up inside the volume here. The volume knows where my camera is, and it puts the scene on this camera right in front of me. So as I walk around, all I can see are the actors waiting on their start mark. And then I hit a button on the side of the camera, and they start performing. And then I can start shooting the scene. If I make a mistake, I just cut it. I start again, and all the actors go back to their first mark. Over and over and over again. And that is dramatic, because what we're talking about is coverage. And coverage is a term that you'll hear in film and television. And it changes the way we make performances in video games. Instead of blocking out every single shot that we're going to see in a performance, we can just shoot a whole bunch of amazing dynamic cameras, not really know what we're going to end up with. We send it up into editorial, like you would have on any film or television production, and we look for the story, and we look for it, and we find things that we weren't expecting, because we shot coverage, and that's what this lets us do. And it makes all of our cameras look extremely natural. Everything we've learned in the last 10 years has gone into this stage. And when I say we, I don't mean me, I mean Tony Monaco, Graham Qualley, Matteo Gardi, Guillaume Plourde, all with the assistance of Francois Bayorge, who helped us put this all together. Everything we've learned has gone into this volume. And I can honestly say it makes shooting easier than it's ever been before. What it's starting to do is it's starting to make the technology invisible and allows us to focus on the performance. Starting from pre-production all the way to post-production, our pipeline is looking more and more like a film and television pipeline. And that isn't a catchphrase. It's completely true. We are standing on the shoulders of giants in the sense that we've adapted workflows that have been tried and tested for 50 years, and we're making it the center of our entire production. Time code, coverage, virtual cameras, and making editorial the center of our entire production. Everything is performance-based. It isn't like the old days. I remember like 10 years ago, when I would do a scene on a mocap volume, someone would come up to me and say, okay, which take do you want? What's your A take? And what's your B take? So I would do 9 or 10 takes, and I'd have to choose one or the other. And then when I go upstairs, I'd get it about a month and a half later, and it would just be a bunch of data in a scene. And I'd be sitting there thinking, geez, I don't remember. I really thought I got that line better, or I really hope to get that head turn. The difference is, now what we're doing is we're going into the volume, and we're doing 15 or 20 takes, like you would normally do on a film or television set. All of those takes go up to editorial, and we take the best of the best. And as you all know, sometimes stories reveal themselves in editorial. They weren't even on set, and editors are finding stories that weren't there. It's dramatically changing the way we tell stories, and I find that super, super exciting. It allows us to focus on the most important aspects of entertainment and video games. We just focus on the performance, the emotion, the changes, the dynamics between the actors. It allows us to focus on all the things that really make a great game and a great story. So speaking of that, I'm going to invite some of our thespians up to the stage and introduce them to you one by one. Dwayne Murphy plays Briggs. He's a member of 4th Echelon. And you might have seen Dwayne in Saving Hope. Come on, you can come up and hit your station on the table here. Saving Hope, Nikita, Dimensionist, and Combat Hospital. Kate Drummond plays Anna Grimm's daughter. You might have seen her in a television show called Cat 8, Gibraltar, and Being Human. Thank you, Kate. David Rial plays Charlie on the plane, our tech specialist. You might have seen him on Suits, MTV's Skins, and his sketch troupe won the best of the fest at the Montreal Sketch Comedy Festival. So, as you can tell, he's a funny guy. Eric Johnson, who plays Sam Fisher. You might have seen Sam in Eric and Ricky Blue, Smallville, Flash Gordon, or Alcatraz. I can honestly say, this is the best. I'm not just saying that because I'm here. This is the best ensemble I've ever worked with, and it's been an honor to have such an incredible cast working together. I honestly, all I say is action now. So now that we've been working together for a few months, and the scenes just seem to come together on their own. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to put a scene together that we shot previously, and I'm going to show you how we put it through all our post-production, and I'll give you an illustration of what it looks like in game right now. Now, we're not shipping till next March, so there's a lot of work left to do on it, but it gives you the idea of what the performance looks like. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm going to put a rehearsal together, and then once I think we're ready, I'm going to pass the slate off to Minister Duguid for clapping. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to put these on the screw them up. Guys, we're going to do a technical rehearsal first. So on this rehearsal, giving everybody with a camera and everyone with a camera and a microphone a chance to learn what the actors are going to do. You guys, let's try similar blocking to what we've already rehearsed. Want to give it a shot? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So first thing we're going to do is, can I get everybody on the bridge ready? Stand by for picture. Oh, wait a minute, we're rehearsing. Here we go. Rehearsing and action, please.
We cross-checked NSA's data with VLIN from 3 other sources. Everything shows Dallas as a target, but nothing specific.
Probability points to here, stadium and aquarium. We're all clear to land at Love Field instead of Fort Worth.
We'll keep you updated by the second. Any questions?
Yeah, why is Charlie Casey?
I already told her.
Tell me.
I pulled the NCTC data on all major U.S. cities to scope out any hits on the no-fly list.
What's this?
Nothing. A whole lot of it. Chicago TSA was down today. The no-fly registry was offline for a 5-hour window.
That's system maintenance. They confirmed
Let
that.
him finish.
I ran the passenger names on incoming flights against the missing no-fly list manually. 6 names popped. Now check this out. Security cam feed from O'Hare Airport. Those 6 guys left together.
We already have intercepts from multiple agencies confirming it's Dallas now.
Totally proves my point. Nobody said shit before Guam, and the last time the engineers barfed info all over the net, a bunch of special forces teams got slaughtered.
I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's not a priority.
How far is Chicago before the
That's
flight?
too far. We have one chance in Chicago. If we come up blank, we're not going to make Dallas.
Sam?
We'll go for Chicago.
Just because Charlie sees dots does not mean they connect. The president is...
Gave me full authority to run this operation.
And she can take it away if you disregard her order to go to Dallas.
Direct attack. Not after let's see Footman.
Chicago SWAT, they're responding to a hostage situation.
Get the chopper ready.
Great. Okay, cut on rehearsal. Let's put that to picture. You guys got what you needed, Richie? Great. You guys can be a little more aggressive. A little more aggressive. You know what I mean? You know, just you guys can get in a little more. Okay. Hey, you guys ready?
Does it matter if I leave at the end?
No.
Yeah, you should leave at the end.
I'll leave at the end.
Leave at the end. Okay, so great. Oh, we don't have the scene number on the slate yet. Does anyone have a dry erase marker? Okay, great. Okay, I want to make it real. Come on up, Mr. Okay, cameras.
Woo!
Can all the cameras see? I'm gonna get Minister Duguid just over here with the slate. Is that all right? Am I ruining all the photo ops just so everyone can see it?
That's okay.
Okay, yeah. All my cameras. You can do it for photo, but my cameras need to see the slate. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got it. Okay, here we go. Ready? And can I get all the actors in a T-pose? And roll it on the bridge. Roll sound, please.
Sound speed!
Call it. And
action!
First position. Ready? He stole my line. Here we go. Ready? First positions. And action.
We cross-checked NSA's data with ELINT from 3 other sources. Everything shows Dallas as a target, but nothing specific.
Probability points to here and here. Stadium and aquarium. We're all clear to land in love field instead of forward. We'll shave some time when we get down.
We'll keep you updated by the second. Any questions?
Yeah, why is Charlie pacing?
I already told her.
Tell me.
I pulled the NCTC data on all major U.S. cities to scope out any hits on the no-fly list.
What's this?
Nothing. A whole lot of it. Chicago TSA was down today. The no-fly registry was offline for a 5-hour window.
That's system maintenance. They already
Let
confirmed.
him finish.
I ran the passenger names on incoming flights against the missing no-fly list manually. 6 names popped. Now check this out. Security cam feed from O'Hare Airport. Those 6 guys, they left together.
I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's not a priority.
We already have intercepts from multiple agencies confirming Dallas.
Totally proves my point. Nobody said shit before Guam, and the last time the engineers barfed info all over the net, a bunch of special forces teams got slaughtered.
How far is Chicago for you, Burr?
Sam, that's too far. Look, we get one chance at Chicago. If we come up blank, there's no time to make Dallas.
Sam?
We'll go for Chicago.
Just because Charlie sees dots does not mean they connect. The president has...
Gave me full authority to run this operation.
She can take it away if you disregard her order to go to Dallas.
The direct connect. Not after what city pulled Morale.
Okay. Chicago SWAT, they're responding to a hostage
There's
situation.
a shop already.
Great. Up for a tea, everybody? Thank you very much. Good to see you. Okay, so as you can see, we were able to get some real time up there, which is pretty exciting. And what I'm going to show you now is that scene. We would have taken it, let's say I took it in 5 to 10 different takes. I would have taken it, I would have run it through the bridge, it goes all the way upstairs to editorial, and we chop it up into little pieces. And we fix all the hands and the animation, we tie everything in, we add the facial, and we put it in the environment, and we cover it with cameras. So the cameras that I actually shoot it with are a lot different than the reference cameras here. But the difference is we're using reference cameras a lot more like film cameras than ever before. And the reason that's important is that that's how we validate emotion, performance, and tempo in our scenes. The way it used to be is I used to go into post with a couple of kind of orthotic, or those really wide up-down cameras. You'd see little tiny performers, and you were trying to pick what was the best takes. So now we use the actual video footage, what we just shot here today. We use that to cut together our best performances, which sometimes means involving 8 or 9 different takes. We order the data, we put cameras to it, and it looks like this. Can you play the scene, Greg? Yeah. And as I said, our game ships next year, so we're still working on the interiors. There's a lot of temp stuff in here. Hopefully we can get some audio. I wish I could say Microsoft.
We cross-checked NSA's data with ELINT from 3 other sources. Everything shows Dallas as a target, but nothing specific.
Probability points to here and here. Stadium and aquarium. We're all clear to land at Love Field instead of Fort Worth. It'll shave some time when we hit the ground.
We'll keep you updated by the second. Any questions?
Yeah, why is Charlie pacing?
I already told her.
So tell me.
I pulled the NCTC data on all major U.S. cities to scope out any hits on the no-fly list.
What's this?
Nothing. A whole lot of it. Chicago TSA was down today. The no-fly registry was offline for a 5-hour window.
System maintenance, they confirmed.
Let him finish.
I ran the passenger names of incoming flights against the missing no-fly list manually. 6 names popped. Now check this out. Security cam feed from O'Hare Airport. Those 6 guys left together.
I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's not a priority.
We have intercept from multiple agencies confirming Dallas.
Totally proves my point. Nobody said shit before Guam. And the last time the engineers barfed info all over the net, a bunch of special forces teams got slaughtered.
How far is Chicago if we invert our flight?
That's too far, Sam. We only get one chance, and if we come up blank in Chicago, we don't have time to make Dallas.
Sam,